Avengers Infinity War. I still, when I get it's been, because I saw it the very second I was able to. So 10:30 Thursday night of finals. My door just opened on its own. But it wasn't really on its own. I just kind of got a little surprise. Surprise guest. Say what up, Temperance? Oh, Temperance. Oh my god, you're getting fat. I don't know how she did it, but she opened the door and it scared the shit out of me. Avengers Infinity War. I saw it a month ago and my heart's still beating out of my chest just thinking about it. It was so good. The Russo brothers, they delivered with this movie. This movie was freaking brilliant. And if you're watching this video, this is the spoiler. So I'm assuming you have seen it, because if you have not seen it, you need to turn off this video right now, because you do not want this movie spoiled for you at all. Oh my gosh. So having all of the Avengers there, I loved every second of it. All of the Avengers, it was like, you know, the movies that are a bunch of intertwined stories, like Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve, Leap Year, Love Actually. They're all terrible. I've seen linked storylines work once, and that was for Crash. And I loved Crash. And someone was talking to me about some movie that they absolutely hated, and they started describing it, and I was like, excuse me, that's Crash. That's the movie I was just about to have you see. Love Crash. That's an entirely different story, though. But Infinity War does it brilliantly. They intertwine them, each story, just enough, and everyone is a part of it, and everyone needs to be a part of it because of who they are, and it's so perfect, and I love this movie. I gave it 6 out of 5 stars, but I can't do that because my ratings only go up to 5 stars. So 5 stars. Or do I go this way? I don't remember. But 5 stars all the way across the board. I saw this movie immediately after I saw A Quiet Place for the first time, and I was blown away by A Quiet Place. That was a great movie. So I didn't think that my night would be, I don't think my night could get any better. And then I saw this freaking movie. I haven't even got into the spoilers yet. This is just, it's so good. Josh Brolin is amazing. As Thanos, as Cable, as anything he does, he is brilliant. Oh my gosh. I'm just looking at the Internet Movie Database for Infinity War, and I'm seeing all of these beautiful, beautiful names. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson. I'm loving it. I'm still reading all of them, and I'm just happy, and it just keeps going because there's so many. So many. The Russo brothers, they did so good, and they worked so well with these cast members, because yes, the cast members, they're great on their own, like the actors and actresses, but you need a director. You need a good director to make a great film, and this was a great film. The special effects and CGI, I was worried it was going to be over the top. I think it was just right. It wasn't too much, it wasn't too little. There were a lot of action shots, which was great because this is such a big movie. There was a lot of complaints. Oh my gosh, there were so many complaints that it was too long. And I'm so angry with that. That's like saying that an essay is too long. And I hated that when teachers do it. Or an essay is too short, and movies are too short. There's no length that is proper. It needs to be as long as it needs to be. If you can do a great movie in an hour, that's a TV show, yeah, but if you can make it a great movie in an hour, do it. Don't overdo it. If you need a movie to be 3 hours, if you need a movie to be 2 hours and 40 minutes, which is exactly how much time Avengers Infinity War needed, I think the running time was something like that. It needs to be that long. I didn't even realize how much time had gone by when everything started happening. When Loki died, I was like, holy shit, this is like first 5 minutes of the movie. What are they going to do to us? And they completely tear my heart. So, people I think are dead. I think Loki's dead. I think everyone that turned to ash is coming back, and I think that because when they dwindled it down, when everyone turned to dust, the only ones left were the original Avengers. Your Iron Man, your Captain America, your Hulk, your Thor, your Black Widow, and well, it didn't show Hawkeye, but I assume Hawkeye's alive, and it's probably going to bring Hawkeye back and say that his family were some of the ones who disappeared. Oh, it's breaking my heart just thinking about it. Oh, Hawkeye. And oh, this is so tough. I love this movie. This is so good. I'm trying to remember. I had a theater count for me when I was in the theaters. I went with like a group of 18 people, and then another group of my friends walked in the door, and they had like another 15 people, so we just filled the theater with people that we went to school with, and we were loving it. It was a great time. I need to breathe. So my notes say cast. I already addressed that. They were really good. Some of the shots were incredible for this movie. Like the shot of that you see in the trailer of like Iron Man standing there in the dust. And I'm not even looking at it, but I'm envisioning it. You guys don't understand how excited I was for this movie, because as soon as the trailer came out, I watched it at least 3 times a week, intentionally, just so I could get hyped for this movie. And that could be it too, is I'm overhyped for this movie. Oh, okay. Humor. It was hilarious. It was perfect Marvel humor. The storyline was so good. I already addressed that. That's the interlinking. The theater. Oh my god. This bitch. Oh. So, some girls that sat behind me, the theater was completely packed. So we had to like split our people up. And this fucking girl who sat behind me, every single time, there was a pause, like a dramatic pause, waiting for an answer or waiting for something to happen. She would predict what they were going to say or say what she thought was going to happen. And it drove me fucking nuts because she kept doing it. It wasn't like a 1 or 2 time thing. Even then, I'm irritated, but she did it throughout the entire movie, and I wanted to turn around and punch her. I turned around and looked at her at one point. I was just so irritated, because don't freaking do that to people. Let people watch the movie, enjoy the experience. The other day, I was driving on the road, and I was listening to Banana Dawn and Stephanie McCoy, who are the people from my local radio station, my local country music radio station. Banana Dawn was excited about Infinity War, and he has not seen it yet. And they were talking about this was the day that it broke records. And oh my gosh, so Banana Dawn was wanting to see it, and Stephanie McCoy had seen it, and he asked if he should see it, and she like went off into this long spiel about how much she hated it. She said it was too long, the humor, like they tried to make jokes and they just felt like they weren't good enough. And it drove me nuts because this girl isn't even funny at all. And okay, here I found the freaking tweet. She said parts were supposed to be funny, but they fell flat. And I said, tell that to the entire theater erupting in laughter, you amateur radio show host who tries to be funny all the time, but is 100% carried by your co-host. I was so mad. I had to pull over because I was screaming at this radio lady. She said, I am not a fan of Marvel and couldn't remember any of their names. And I'm like, seriously? So the MCU, it's like a massive TV show of movies. And every movie is an episode. And if you jump in at the season finale of Infinity War Part 1, you're not going to remember their names because Infinity War is like that reward to all of the Marvel fans for watching and sticking through and watching these other 19 freaking movies. Infinity War being the 19th. So this girl that is not a Marvel fan is not Marvel's target at all. If you don't like Marvel, you're not gonna like Infinity War. That's the end of story. That's like saying, oh, I don't like Superman. I hate that's like, what's my example? I hate fantasy sci-fi, but I'm gonna go watch Star Wars and complain about it. What? Oh, people are stupid. Oh, it was so agitating to hear her say that, but I'm trying to find my Michaela Theater counts. Yeah, the girl drove me nuts. Every time anything happened, like anytime a character showed up, the entire audience went wild. And there were some parts that I'm like, okay, yes, this is why I come to the theater, because I love to see everyone else's excitement. Temper, your feet are on the keyboard. But then there were parts that I'm trying to remember the part, but they literally said what was going to happen, and then it happened, and everyone went nuts. Like, they wouldn't stop yelling and cheering it on. And I'm like, dude, I can't even hear the movie. So, yes, be excited. Don't ruin it for other people. But I'm so picky with this kind of stuff. Oh, shoot. I wrote down a cutscene. What was the cutscene? Oh, Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. They're the same person. That was crazy because I didn't think Nick Fury would fade away, and he did. He did. Oh, they posted it. That was wild. Earlier I was talking about how the original Avengers they didn't fade away, but everyone else did. That's what scares me. Also, is I'm worried that in Part 2, all of the original Avengers are gonna die, and it's gonna be like this newborn Avengers, and I'm just gonna, my heart's gonna shatter. Yeah, I wrote down cutscene, and I feel like there's more than just that cutscene though. Shit. But yeah, somehow Captain Marvel's gonna come in and save the day, and gonna reverse what Thanos did, and I'm so excited for it. I am nervous though for the Captain Marvel upcoming movie because they cast what was her name? I was just talking about her with Harrison. Brie Larson. They cast Brie Larson for it, and I'm not sure how I feel about that because all of my Brie Larson experiences were not very good. I heard Room was very good, but I have not seen it, so I cannot attribute to that. My Brie Larson experiences are Kong Skull Island, which was trash. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, not very good. 21 Jump Street, one of my favorite movies of all time. Her acting in it sucked. Trainwreck, not a good one. Free Fire, I guess Free Fire got a lot of buzz, which I didn't hear about it when it came out. I just stumbled upon it one day because I went to watch Fist Fight, and it came up and it was Free Fire instead. So I watched Free Fire, and I'm in the middle of watching Free Fire, and I'm like, Dad, this movie is so freaking stupid. It's literally just everyone threatening to shoot each other, and every 30 minutes, one of them will actually do it. And it was so bad, and I hated Free Fire, but everyone else loved it, and I don't get it. But my dad told me, he said, then quit watching it. And I said, no, I can't. I have to finish movies. I can't just stop. Don John, I heard, was terrible. I haven't had the opportunity to see it yet. I haven't really been motivated to. Like, these are my Brie Larson experiences, and they're not very good. So I'm very nervous for what's going to happen with the Captain Marvel movie. Because I finally scrolled through back my Twitter to when Infinity War had just come out, and I was retweeting so much because I was just going freaking crazy. I'm gonna have to edit this video so much because I am just freaking out about talking about it. I'm almost halfway through my list. I wrote down recent effect, and I don't know what that means. Maybe I mean, like, maybe I love it because it just came out, and maybe there's so much hype about it because it's like everyone just saw it and it hasn't really settled in yet. Everything that's happened, like, not even, it hasn't settled in, like, okay, it's just an okay movie, which it could be the case. I don't think it will be, though, because of how freaking good this movie is. Okay. Theater Michaela Counts presents Avengers Infinity War. I cried 16 times. And it's not just like eyes watering. It was tears. Tears. I know. Cried when Loki died. I know that. When Gamora died. Oh. That broke my heart. I'm trying to remember. I just cried so much in this movie. Sometimes I was just happy to see people. Oh my god. When Spider-Man said, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. A lot of people laughed at that, and I'm just so mad because that was a heartbreaking moment. Tony Stark watched this kid that he brought here just fade to ashes. And this kid pleading, basically asking Stark to help him. And Stark can't do anything. I cheered, oh, let's go, 14 times in the theater. I don't remember when all it was, though. This is what happens when you wait a month to do a movie review. Hair pulls 8 times. I was freaking out so many different times, and I'm just sitting there like this, and I'm like, oh, freaking out. I said, no, 6 different times. And dirty looks at noisy neighbors 23 times. I did make dirty looks at other people who could not possibly see me. And then I said, mouth covers to hide the heavy breathing was the whole movie. I did. I sat through the whole movie like this because I'm breathing heavily because I'm so excited and there's just so much going on, and oh my gosh, I just want to talk about this movie, and I can't talk about it because not everyone's seen it yet. Like, no one in my household has seen it. I just finally got my family to watch Black Panther. I just need everyone to see Infinity War so that I can talk about it. It's been bottled up in my chest. My friend texts me, my friend Nick, who I do not value his opinion in movies at all. He has no idea what he's talking about, but I love him to death. And I'd love to talk to movies, or talk about movies to him. I just don't like to listen to him. I hope he watches this. But he texted me and he goes, "Bro, I just saw Infinity War." And I just started blowing up his phone in all caps. And he said, "I just can't even put it in words anymore." And I said, "I understand. When you're ready, I'm here." Because that's what it's like. That's what this movie is like. Oh my gosh. Someone please leave some comments in here so I can start talking about shit. Because my notes don't even cover the surface. Thanos, best villain. I know earlier I talked about how maybe it's Killmonger, maybe it's Loki. I'm a big Loki fan, so I thought maybe it was between Killmonger and Loki for me. Thanos is the best MCU villain, and I think that what makes him the best villain is him, like a lot of others. And by like a lot of others, I mean kind of like Killmonger more. He's doing what he feels is right. Like he's trying to do what his twisted mind has decided it is right for the universe. And it's oh my gosh, when he had to kill Gamora, I was crying for him. Not because she was gone, because I don't think she's dead. And I know to get the stone, you had to sacrifice the thing you love most. But who was it that said that? I think it might have been Harrison, but I don't remember. Someone told me that although she may not be dead, he still had to go through that pain of killing her. When he did, oh my gosh, oh. I'm just thinking about it. It's just so sad. Because yes, he's this awful guy that we're like trying to hate, but the movie makes you feel bad. The Russo brothers make you mourn for this monster. And he's just confused. That's like such a cliche thing to say, but he is. He's not confused. I think his mind's just twisted. And he's trying to do right, but he can't. And he's trying to do right the wrong way. And these people just keep getting in his way. And he's like, no, not going to happen. I'm going to take care of the universe. But I love Thanos. People keep saying that this isn't an Avengers movie. It's not about anyone in this movie other than Thanos. This is a Thanos movie, and I support that statement 100%. This movie shows us not exactly where he started, but I think the earliest it shows us is him getting Gamora. And you see him, shield her eyes away from the brutality that's happening to her home planet. Because he cares. He does love Gamora. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. If you tell me that he never loved her, you're a damn liar. Because he loves her. And she is the thing he loves most. Even the robot daughter. What was her name? Nebula. Gamora was everything to him. And that's why it was so hard for him to kill her. Oh my gosh. I can't even. I'm ready to cry. Okay. Time Stone. What did I have to say about the Time Stone? God damn it, that whole fight. Damn it, Star-Lord. It would have been so fine, but it would have been the end of the movie, and it wouldn't have been in Star-Lord's character to not punch him. Because Star-Lord also loved Gamora. Am I saying her name right? I keep saying Gamora, and I feel like that's not right. Where's she at? Yeah, Gamora. Sorry, everyone's saying that Star-Lord would have put that aside for the sake of the universe. No, he wouldn't. Star-Lord has always has always acted impulsively based on his emotions. My old tennis coach, his son is like 8 or 9 years old, and Star-Lord was his favorite MCU character, favorite Avenger. And then, as soon as Star-Lord punched Thanos in the face, hated him. He hated Star-Lord so much. Oh. That's real pain for Star-Lord, and nobody gets that you would. A lot of people say that they would not have, that they would have been able to control themselves, and I don't know, because no one has gone through that. No one has had to choose the universe over punching someone who you just found out killed the woman you love. Like, you just found out. As far as you knew, she was alive, and then all of a sudden, this guy's like, yeah, I killed her. And it's so hard. So, Doctor Strange, what the fuck are you doing giving him the stone? And I understand, I'm angry about it, but it's in his mind. He saw the 14 billion different scenarios, and only one of them they win. And in the one, he must have had to give the time stone to Thanos in order for that one situation to happen. I understand that, but I'm still, like, thinking about the scene. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Because he already stated that if he has to choose between protecting the time zone or the time stone and saving the kid's life or Iron Man's life, it will not be a hard decision. And he just like, alright, here's the time stone. I was just so mad. Freaking Peter Dinklage. Oh my gosh, I got so excited when I saw Peter Dinklage. I knew he was in this movie, but I totally forgot about it until he showed up, and I'm like, oh, I think that was one of the times I yelled, let's go, because I got so excited, because I love Peter Dinklage so much. In this movie, it was terrible. I mean, the idea was okay to have him in there, but he had, like, this voice, like he was trying to make a very deep, giant voice, and it was just so fake and so unnatural, and it was just, the voice, every time he spoke, I was cringing, because his voice was not right, and I think it really ruined it. The dynamics of all the characters, all of their interactions and their, like, relationships, and how well the chemistry works for all of these characters is so good. And you really, and by you I mean me at least, I felt everything in this movie. I was happy, I was sad, I was laughing, I was ready to shit my pants in excitement and in fear. I was so enthralled. Gosh, I keep using these big words because I feel like they're right. But I was so interactive with this movie. No, it's not even the right word. Either way, I was so into this movie, engaged. I was so engaged. Oh my god. I was so engaged into this movie that I loved the dynamics. And it just, everything worked so well. And the Russo brothers have done it again. And it's just so freaking good. Oh my gosh. I keep saying, oh my gosh, and I keep saying it's so freaking good, and I keep moving my hand like this. But that's what it is my excitement is just boiling over because I haven't got to talk about this. I haven't talked about this since the night it came out, and we were on our way home, and I was freaking shitting myself. Oh my god. Red fucking Skull. When he came out into the light and, like, his hood or whatever, holy shit. That was the moment that I went absolute berserk because I had no freaking idea. No freaking idea he was going to be in it. And it was so weird because he started talking about Hydra and I was just like, what? And I was trying to catch up because my mind was still on the fact that Red fucking Skull was here. This movie is so exciting. I don't know if Red Skull really needed to be in it, but I'm so glad he was. I'm so glad he was. Captain America: The First Avengers, one of my favorite MCU movies, and having him into the mix just made everything so cool because like we were all like, nah, Red Skull's not gone. And by we, I don't know, maybe I mean me again. But I've said but so many times in this freaking what is this review? I'm at 30 minutes and 48 seconds. I'm probably gonna have to edit a lot of it out because I'm just shitting myself. Okay. I'm gonna breathe. I don't even remember if the music was good. That's usually something I write down. My thoughts on the score and the soundtrack and the costumes and the makeup. Brilliant. I really liked those. Thanos looks really, Thanos-y. I watched the very first Avengers movie the other day, and I waited for the cutscene because I'm like, oh, I need to see first Thanos, the very first little clip of him. And I wonder, did they have Josh Brolin in there originally, like for that scene? Because he didn't really say a whole lot. It was just kind of someone reporting to him. But anyway, it's just so cool to see everyone, and I love this movie. 5 out of 5 stars. I love it. All right, please like. I want to see your likes. Please like this, and I need to go see it again. That's what I need. I need to go see it again. All right, bye guys. Have a great day.
Who the hell are you guys?